You know what your problem is? You let them define you. Every insult, every smirk, every snicker. Oh, it sunk deep, didn't it? Like a dagger, twisting in slow motion. And here you are, sitting in this pit of self-pity, thinking their laughter meant something, that it was a verdict, a sentence, an eternal damnation. But here's the secret they don't want you to know. That laughter, it's fear in disguise. Yeah, fear, kid. They laugh because they're scared. Scared of what you might become if you ever stopped believing their lies. See, they only laugh at what they don't understand, what they can't control. You were different, weren't you? Not their version of perfect, not their puppet, their clone, their little plaything. And that's where it all started. The moment you didn't fit their mold, they made it their mission to break you. But tell me, did they succeed? Did they really break you, or are you just pretending to be shattered because it's easier than fighting back? You want to know what makes a person truly unstoppable? It's not talent, not money, not connections. It's pain. Pure, unfiltered pain. And you, my friend, you've got enough of that to set the whole world on fire. But here's the thing. You're wasting it. You're sitting on a gold mine of agony and doing nothing with it. Why? Because you're scared. Scared of becoming what they said you couldn't. Scared of proving them wrong. Scared of the power that comes with letting go of their chains. Do you hear it? That echo in your head? That voice telling you you're not enough? It's not yours. It's theirs. Every insult they threw at you, every time they pushed you down, it planted a seed. And now, those seeds are vines, choking you from the inside. But here's the beautiful part. You've got the scissors. You've always had them. The question is, do you have the guts to use them? You think they'll stop if you stay quiet? If you play nice? Oh, no, no, no. They'll keep laughing. They'll keep stomping on you, kicking you, until there's nothing left but a hollow shell of what you could have been. And the worst part? You'll let them. You'll hand them the hammer and smile as they nail the coffin shut. Unless you decide to do something they don't expect. Rise. Not as their version of perfect, but as your version of unstoppable. Make their laughter turn to silence, their smirks to fear. And when they look up at you, when they see what you've become, they won't dare laugh. No, they'll bow. They'll beg. Because they'll finally understand the truth. They created their own nightmare. You don't owe them anything. Not your tears, not your apologies, not your submission. The only thing you owe them is the sight of your back as you walk away, unshackled, untouchable, unstoppable. Let them see what happens when the joke is on them. Let them choke on their own arrogance, their own underestimation of you. And when you stand at the top, looking down at the ashes of their ridicule, remember this moment. Remember how it felt to be at the bottom, because that's what will keep you hungry, sharp, ruthless. You were never the weak one. They were. They needed a scapegoat, a punching bag, someone to make themselves feel big because deep down they knew the truth. You were always the threat, and that's why they laughed. It was their last defense, their last attempt to keep you in chains. But now it's your turn. Laugh at them. Not with words. No, words are cheap. Laugh with your actions. With every step you take toward greatness, with every success that silences their voices, with every breath you take as the person they swore you'd never become. This is your moment, not theirs, not anymore. You've spent too long living for their approval, their acceptance, their validation. It's time to live for you, to rise for you, to fight for you. Because if you don't, they win. And you'll spend the rest of your life as a shadow, a ghost, a could have been. Is that what you want? They laughed at you then, but they'll bow to you now. The only question is, are you ready to make them? Don't think for a second that I'm here to make you feel better. No, I'm not your therapist. And I'm sure as hell not your savior. I'm here to drag the truth out of you, kicking and screaming if I have to. Because you've been lying to yourself for far too long. You tell yourself you're not enough. You let their words brand you. Let their laughter echo louder than your own voice. Pathetic. But do you know what's worse than their laughter? Your silence. Every time you stayed quiet, every time you swallowed your pride and let them walk over you, you gave them power. You handed them the keys to your cage. You let them believe they were gods. And you? Just some speck of dirt beneath their boots. But here's the catch. They're not gods. They're cowards. Cowards who need people like you to feel important. Cowards who crumble the moment someone stands up to them. And you're going to be the one to do it. You think this pain will kill you? Ha! Pain doesn't kill, kid. It transforms. It carves. It sculpts. It sharpens. Pain is your weapon, your armor, your fuel. The more they hurt you, the stronger you get. But only if you use it. Only if you let it burn through you like fire, purging all that self-doubt and fear they shove down your throat. Because if you don't, if you let that pain fester, it'll rot you from the inside out. And then you're just another casualty in their little game. You want revenge, don't you? Oh, don't lie to me. I can see it in your eyes. You dream of the day they choke on their own arrogance, the day they realize they were wrong about you. But let me tell you something about revenge. It's not about anger. It's not about violence. It's about transformation. It's about becoming so damn powerful, so untouchable, that their words, their laughter, their very existence becomes irrelevant. That's the real revenge. Not proving them wrong, but proving to yourself that they never mattered in the first place. You think they care about you? They don't. They never did. People like them don't see people. They see tools, objects, distractions. And you were just their latest plaything, their punching bag, their scapegoat. But here's the twist they didn't see coming. You're not broken. You're not weak. You're not their toy. You're the storm that's coming to rip their little world apart. You've been walking through this life like a ghost, haunting your own existence. But it's time to wake up. Time to take that pain, that anger, that despair, and turn it into something they can't ignore. Build yourself up so high that their laughter can't reach you anymore. And when you're standing at the top, looking down at the ashes of their mockery, don't you dare pity them. Don't you dare forgive them. They didn't deserve your kindness then, and they sure as hell don't deserve it now. You don't rise for them. You don't rise to make them see you, to make them respect you. You rise because you owe it to yourself. You rise because you're done living in their shadows. You rise because every breath you take, every step you climb, is a middle finger to the world that tried to crush you. And here's the best part. They'll never see it coming. They'll keep laughing, keep mocking, right up until the moment you shatter their illusions. And oh, the look on their faces when they realize they were wrong about you, priceless. That's the moment you'll know you've won. Not because they bow, not because they beg, but because you'll finally see them for what they are. Nothing. Just whispers in the wind, echoes of a past that can't touch you anymore. So what's it gonna be, kid? You gonna keep sitting there drowning in their lies? Or are you gonna stand up, take that pain, and turn it into something they can't destroy? The choice is yours. But remember this, they laughed at you then. Don't let them laugh now. Make them bow. Make them choke on their own words. Make them realize that you were never the joke. They were. You think they'll ever stop? You think they'll wake up one day, see the mess they made of you and feel sorry? Pfft, you're dreaming. People like that, they don't have regrets. They don't lose sleep over the scars they left on you. No, they sleep just fine, kid. Because in their world, you're nothing. You're a joke they've already forgotten. But that's the beauty of it, isn't it? They don't see you coming. They don't see the fire they lit, the storm they unleashed. And when you rise, When you take everything they said you couldn't have, it'll hit them all at once, like a punch they never saw coming. You know what they're really afraid of? It's not you failing. Oh no, they love that. They thrive on it. Every stumble, every misstep, they feed on it like vultures picking at a carcass. No, what they're really afraid of is you succeeding. You becoming something they can't touch, something they can't control. That's their nightmare, kid. You standing tall while they're stuck in the same pathetic cycle, watching from below, powerless. But let me tell you something. You don't succeed for them. You don't succeed to prove them wrong, to shut them up, to make them see you. No, that's too small. You succeed because you owe it to yourself. Because every scar they gave you, every tear they made you shed, deserves a damn payoff. You succeed because that's the one thing they can't take from you. And when you do, don't you dare look back. Don't give them the satisfaction of your attention. They don't deserve it, they never did. You think success is some kind of fairy tale? A nice little ending where everyone claps and says, "Wow, you did it"? No, success is war. It's blood, sweat, tears, and a whole lot of loneliness. It's fighting battles no one else sees, enduring pain no one else feels, and carrying the weight of it all without breaking. And you've already been through the worst of it. You've already been dragged through the dirt, laughed at, spat on, discarded like trash. So, what's a little more? What's a few more sleepless nights? A few more bruises, if it gets you where you need to be? They made you think you were alone, didn't they? That no one else understood, that no one else could feel the way you do. But here's the thing. They're alone, not you. Their laughter, their taunts. It's just noise to drown out their own insecurities. They see in you what they could never be, and it terrifies them. That's why they tried to break you. But guess what? You're still here, still breathing, still fighting. And that means you've already won half the battle. You don't rise from the ashes to be the same as before. No, you rise stronger, harder, unforgiving. You take every piece of you they tried to destroy, and you build something they can't even comprehend. You make yourself a fortress, a weapon, a force of nature. And when they see you again, when they hear your name, they won't laugh. They'll tremble. They'll whisper about you, fear you, envy you. And you won't even care, because you'll know the truth. They don't matter. They never did. You want to know what the difference is between you and them. They needed you to feel small to make themselves feel big. But you don't need anyone. You've got everything you need right here. Heart, grit, fire. That's what they'll never have. That's what makes you dangerous. And when you finally let it out, when you stop hiding it, Stop doubting it. There's nothing that can stop you. Not them, not the world, not even yourself. So, go ahead. Let them laugh. Let them mock. Let them think they've won. Because while they're busy underestimating you, you'll be building your empire, brick by painful brick. And when it's done, when you're standing at the top, you won't need to say a word. Your silence will be louder than their screams. Your success will be their punishment. And their laughter will be the soundtrack to your triumph. Because they laughed at you then, but soon they'll bow to you. Not because you asked for it, not because you need it, but because they'll have no other choice. You think they're the reason you're here? That their laughter, their insults, their hatred brought you down? No, you did this to yourself. You let them in. You gave them the power. And that's the part you don't want to face, isn't it? The part that terrifies you the most. Because if it's your fault, then it's your responsibility to fix it. And fixing it? Oh, that's the hard part. That's the part that hurts. But it's the only way out, kid. They planted the seeds, sure, but you watered them. Every time you replayed their words in your head, every time you let their laughter echo louder than your own thoughts, you fed their poison. And now it's grown into this thing inside you, this monster. But here's the beautiful irony. You're the one who gets to kill it. You hold the knife. You've always held the knife. You just didn't know how to use it. You think I don't know what it's like to be the punchline, the joke? Oh, I know. I know exactly what it feels like to have the world laugh at you, to treat you like you're nothing. But do you see me crying about it? Do you see me hiding in the shadows, licking my wounds? No. I took their laughter, their hatred, and I turned it into my fuel. I turned their rejection into my power. And now they can't touch me. They can't even look at me without trembling. That's what you need to do. That's how you win. You want to rise? You want to make them regret ever doubting you? Then stop playing by their rules. Stop trying to fit into their little box. Break it, burn it, smash it into a million pieces and build something they can't even comprehend. Because the truth is, kid, you'll never be enough for them. No matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, they'll always find a reason to tear you down. So stop living for them. Start living for you. Every scar they gave you is a badge of honor. Every insult is a medal. Every laugh, every smirk, every time they look down on you, it's proof that you're a threat. Because if you weren't, they wouldn't care. They wouldn't bother. People don't laugh at what they don't fear. And trust me, kid, they fear you. They fear what you might become if you ever stop believing their lies. So stop. Stop believing them. Stop giving them power. Take it back. Take everything back. You think they'll ever apologize? that they'll ever look you in the eye and admit they were wrong? Ha! Don't make me laugh. People like that don't apologize. They don't change. They don't grow. They're stuck in their own little world, their own little bubble of ignorance and fear. But you're different. You have the power to break free, to rise above, to become something they'll never understand. And that's what terrifies them the most. You are not their victim. You are not their punchline. You are not their joke. You are their reckoning, their consequence, their nightmare. And when you rise, when you take everything they said you couldn't have, you won't need their approval. You won't need their recognition, because you'll know deep down that you were always enough. You'll know that their laughter was nothing but the sound of their own fear. They laughed at you then, but they won't laugh now. Now they'll bow. Not because you asked them to, not because you need them to, but because they'll have no choice. Because you'll be standing so far above them, so far beyond their reach, that their laughter will be nothing but a distant memory, a faint echo of a past that can't touch you anymore. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine them, those smug faces, those mocking voices, those hollow, pathetic laughs. Picture them sitting there, so comfortable, so sure of their place in the world. They think they've won. They think they've broken you, beaten you, erased you. But oh, they've made one tiny little mistake. They forgot who they were dealing with. They underestimated the one thing they should have feared the most: your ability to rise. You see, they're not laughing because you're weak. No. They're laughing because they're terrified of what happens if you stop believing their lies. Because if you ever realize the truth, if you ever see yourself for what you really are, it's over for them. They know it. Deep down, they know it. That's why they keep laughing. It's their only defense, their last desperate attempt to keep you down. But here's the thing. They don't get to decide who you are. Only you do. Think about all the times they told you you weren't enough. All the times they laughed at your dreams, your ideas, your very existence. They thought they were tearing you down, but they were wrong. They were building you. Every insult was a brick. Every laugh was mortar. Every time they doubted you, every time they mocked you, they were laying the foundation for something they can't even comprehend. And now it's time to finish what they started. You've been playing their game for far too long, following their rules, living by their standards. But their game is rigged. The rules are stacked against you. So stop playing. Flip the board. Rewrite the rules. Make your own game, one they can't win. And when they try to laugh, when they try to mock, let them. Let them choke on their own ignorance, their own arrogance, as they realize too late that they never stood a chance. You think you're alone in this? That no one else understands what it's like to be the joke, the outcast, the one everyone loves to hate? Look around. The world is full of people just like you. People who were laughed at, ridiculed, underestimated. And do you know what they all have in common? They stopped caring. They stopped living for the applause of the crowd and started living for themselves. That's the difference between them and you. They rose. They fought. They won. And you? You're still sitting here waiting for someone to save you. Pathetic. But you're not pathetic, are you? No. You're just scared. Scared of what happens if you let go of their approval. Scared of what happens if you stop caring about their opinions. Scared of the power that comes with being truly free. But here's the thing about fear. It's a liar. It whispers in your ear, telling you you're not enough, that you'll never make it, that you're destined to fail. But fear doesn't know you. Fear doesn't know what you're capable of. Only you do. You've been holding back for so long, afraid of what might happen if you show the world who you really are. But let me tell you something, kid. The world doesn't deserve your restraint. The world deserves your wrath. It deserves your fire, your passion, your unrelenting drive to be something more. And when you finally let it out, when you finally unleash everything you've been holding back, they won't know what hit them. They'll be too busy picking up the pieces of their shattered egos. You think this pain will break you? Ha! Pain doesn't break. Pain builds, it carves, it sculpts, it sharpens. And you, my friend, you've been forged in the hottest fire. You've been beaten, battered, broken. But you're still here, still standing, still breathing, and that means you've already won. You've already proven them wrong. The only thing left is to show them. Show them what happens when the joke fights back. Show them what happens when the punchline becomes the punch. They laughed at you then, but they won't laugh now. Now they'll bow. Not because you need them to, not because you want them to, but because they'll have no other choice. Because you'll be standing so far above them, so far beyond their reach, that their laughter will be nothing but a faint echo of a past that can't touch you anymore. So rise, kid. Rise and make them choke on their own laughter. Rise and take what's yours, because this is your time, your moment, your reckoning. And when it's over, when they're nothing but ashes beneath your feet, remember this. They laughed at you then, but now they'll bow. Did you really think that life was supposed to be fair? That one day you'd wake up and everything would just fall into place? That their laughter would stop? Their mockery would fade? And you'd suddenly be respected, adored, accepted? No. Life doesn't work that way. Life isn't a fairy tale, kid. It's a battlefield. And the only ones who survive are the ones who learn how to fight. The ones who learn how to turn every insult, every scar, every ounce of pain into their armor. They want you to think you're weak. They want you to believe that you'll always be the loser, the outcast, the forgotten one. Because if you believe that, they win. They get to stay on top, safe in their little bubbles of mediocrity, while you rot in the dirt. But let me tell you something. Mediocrity is a mask. It's a shield for cowards. And the people who laughed at you, that's all they are, cowards. Afraid of anyone who dares to be different. Afraid of anyone who refuses to fit into their tiny little boxes. You want to know the real reason they laughed at you? It's not because you were weak. It's not because you were a failure. It's because you scared them. Yeah, you. You scared the living hell out of them. Because deep down, they knew you had something they didn't. Something they'd never have. You had potential. You had fire. You had the guts to be something more than what they could ever imagine. And that terrified them. They saw it, you know, that spark inside you, that little flicker of greatness, and they hated it. They hated it because it reminded them of what they could never be. So they did what people like them always do. They tried to snuff it out, tried to stomp on you, crush you, bury you under their laughter. But what they didn't realize is that they weren't putting out the fire. They were feeding it. They were turning you into something unstoppable. You spent your whole life letting their words define you, letting their laughter echo in your head like a curse. But it's not a curse. It's a gift, a reminder. Every time they laughed, every time they doubted you, they were giving you fuel. Fuel to prove them wrong. Fuel to rise above. Fuel to become something they can't even comprehend. And now it's time to use it. Do you know what they're doing right now? They're laughing. Still. Even now they're sitting there, so smug, so sure of themselves, laughing at the idea that you could ever rise. But what they don't realize is that every second they laugh, every second they doubt, they're digging their own graves. Because the moment you decide to rise, the moment you decide to stop caring about their opinions, their laughter becomes meaningless. It becomes noise, static, and you become unstoppable. You've been holding back for too long, afraid of what might happen if you show them who you really are, afraid of what might happen if you let go of their approval. But let me tell you something, kid. Holding back won't save you. Playing it safe won't save you. The only thing that'll save you is action. Relentless, ruthless, unapologetic action. You have to fight for what's yours. You have to claw your way to the top, piece by bloody piece. Because no one's going to give it to you. Least of all them. You want to make them pay? Good. But don't waste your time on revenge. Revenge is for fools. You don't get even with people like them. You rise so far above them that they can't even see you anymore. You rise so high that their laughter becomes a distant memory, a faint echo of a past that doesn't matter anymore. And when you get there, when you're standing at the top, don't you dare look down. Don't you dare give them the satisfaction. Let them choke on their own regret. Let them drown in their own failure. Because that's the ultimate revenge, kid. Not proving them wrong, not making them see you, but making them realize too late that they never mattered, that their opinions, their laughter, their mockery was nothing but noise, background noise to your success, and you're the one who gets the last laugh. So rise, kid, rise and make them choke on their own laughter. Rise and take what's yours, because this is your time, your moment, your reckoning. And when it's over, when they're nothing but ashes beneath your feet, remember this: they laughed at you then, but now they'll bow. You've spent too long being afraid of failure, afraid of their judgment, afraid of falling flat on your face. But let me tell you something. They want you to be afraid. Fear keeps you small. Fear keeps you quiet. But fear is a choice, kid. And you've been choosing it every single day. So stop being afraid. Stop waiting for their approval. Stop living like their opinions are the chains around your neck. Break them, burn them, and then build yourself out of the ashes. They will never admit they were wrong. They'll never apologize, never take back the things they said. But that's the beauty of it, isn't it? You don't need their apologies. You don't need their approval. The only thing you need is to rise so far above them that their words can't reach you anymore. And when you do, when you stand at the top, you'll realize something. They were never the enemy. They were the fuel, the fire, the reason you're unbreakable. You owe it to yourself to rise, not to them, not to prove them wrong, but to prove to yourself that you were always capable, that every scar, every tear, every ounce of pain was worth it. And when you look back, when you see how far you've come, you won't hear their laughter anymore. You'll hear your own voice, louder than ever, telling you that you made it, that you survived, that you thrived.